Here's the one thing I want you to know. You got some place to go. Life's a test, yes, but you go toe to toe. You don't give up, no, you grow. And you use your pain, cause it makes you you. But I wish I could hold you to it. No, it's not the same, you've got living to do. But I just want you to do it. So get up, get out, relight that spark. You know the rest by heart. Wake up, and it's all you do. Look out, look inside of you. It's not what you lost, it's what you gain. Raising your voice in the rain. Wake up your dreams and make it true. Look out, look inside of you. It's not what you lost. Relight that spark, time to come out of the dark. Wake up. Oh, wake up. Better wake those demons. Just look them in the eye. No reason not to try. Life can be a mess. Won't let it cloud my mind. I let my fingers fly. And I use the pain, cause it's part of me. And I'm ready to power through it. Gonna find the strength, find the melody, and you show me how to do it. So get up, get out, relight that spark. You know the rest by heart. Wake up, that it's all you do. Look out, look inside of you. It's not what you lost, it's what you gain. Raising your voice in the rain. Look up your dreams and make it true. Look out, look inside of you. It's not what you lost. Relight that spark, time to come out of the dark. Wake up, wake up. So wake that spirit, spirit. I wanna hear it, hear it. Don't need to hear it, you're not alone. You're gonna find your way. Oh, wake up, if it's all you do. Look out, look inside of you. It's not what you lost, it's what you gain. Raising your voice in the rain. Wake up your dream and make it true. Look out, look inside of you. It's not what you lost, it's like that spark, time to come out of the dark. Wake up, oh, wake up.
Let's take a look and see what's coming up real soon. So with that, Meditation Monday, I do apologize as my daughter and I have been working vigilantly to get the website up. We have so many plans for the website, but we wanted to get something up so that you can get information, find past episodes, as well as our weekly Sunday service. But this Monday, I hope you can join me for some mindful meditation where if you're like me, you've heard the news of all the shootings and the political and the votes and just everything in our world. And sometimes we need to take that pause and be mindful of our own self. So I hope you can join us Monday as I take you through that mindfulness trip on Meditation Mondays. And again, my daughter and I will be there for Tea Time Truth Talk. This week we'll be doing being complaint free, which is based on the 21-day complaint free challenge, which we will be challenging people her age to do as well. Imagine if we can start to nip that in the bud at her age. I wish somebody would have taught me this when I was in my teens, early 20s. And also, we'll talk about the acronym GRIPE, which is the reason people like to complain. It's not going to be for the faint of heart, but I truly hope you can join us. And again, we're all just big kids, so it doesn't matter whether you're my age or older or you're younger. Join us and share this out with everyone. And on Wisdom Wednesday, we're going to go into a deeper review of giving and receiving. We're going to do a high level review of everything we talked about over the last 4 weeks, including how this impacts our life. And then I'll share some stories of how it's helped me become who I am. And even through challenges now, how it helps me move through. And again, I'm so excited again, I thank those that helped by tithing and helping out, that I was able to take that money and pay it forward. And anyone that knows me knows that that's been my philosophy forever, and that is paying it forward. And I hope that this friendly metaphysics with Reverend Dr. Paul Hasselbeck truly engages us in metaphysical practice. Again, we use 4 weeks of learning what a positive path to spiritual living is. We spent another 4 weeks opening ourselves up to receive. And I know we're ready now to really, truly dive into the metaphysical part of our practices and teaching. So I hope you can be there for the next 4 weeks. And as I said earlier, my daughter and I have been working on our website. Here's just a quick snapshot of it. Feel free to go ahead and preview it. It is not complete, so not everything's going to be working, but we will get it fully completed soon. The website address is weesc.org, which just stands for With Every Encounter Spiritual Community. And we have our own website, info@weesc.org. Feel free to send testimonies, ask questions, prayer requests, whatever it is that you need. I will be putting a contact form on the website for those same deals. So I truly, truly am grateful for you guys who do interact and work with us on this. And finally, as always, we want to thank you for being a part of our community. Again, we don't ask you to step away from any spiritual community you're practicing in. We are just that extra icing on the cake, so to say. So if you'd like to help us continue to bring this online, you can donate at our About tab on the YouTube channel, or you can continue to go to witheveryencounter.com // spiritual community until further notice. And once I have the give button worked on our new website, you can go ahead and donate there as well. And again, I thank those that have donated, which allowed us to not only begin the website design and all that, but to also bring in the user-friendly metaphysics. So with that, we're going to move on to our service. Good morning and welcome to our Sunday celebration. My name is Reverend Richard Pacheco, and as always, I'm truly grateful for you joining us here today. And I am so excited to bring you Reverend Dr. Paul Hasselbeck, also known as Reverend Dr. Albert Hasselbeck, who will be introducing us to user-friendly metaphysics. Again, over the last 8 weeks, we spent 4 weeks talking about what exactly is a positive path to spiritual living. We then spent 4 weeks opening ourselves up to receiving. And even those things that are challenging to us, we're open to receive them. So we come with an open heart and an open mind today as we begin our journey on a 4-week talk on user-friendly metaphysics. And each week will be a different topic, but all blending in with each other. So I am truly excited, and the projects we're working on. Again, when I started this online service was because a family asked me about bringing spirituality to themselves as well as their children. So I'm in talks now with some of the leaders in the youth movement to help me bring an online experience to the kids. We have our website up, though it's still a work in progress. I did allow it to be open so that you can start looking at it and you can give your critiques and things like that and what you may look on it. I want to see that website grow for an online community. One of the things that I'm going to say I put on my wish list, so I won't say it will be done until I know it's 100% can be done, is to actually have online classes where we don't have to be live all the time. So something like Unity Basics, affirmative prayer classes, which are the two that I said I would start with, where you can go on and finish it at your own pace. There'll be some activities you would have to do and submit. When I get it, if everything's, you completed, whatever, I'll give you a certificate. And whether you attend here or you attend another spiritual center, I'm pretty sure they can be used toward membership classes or things like that. But I wanted to make it easier for everyone who doesn't want to travel or don't have the time to spend live online. So enough of that. Again, I'm excited about all of this. We've had some great blessings come in, which allowed me. So I thank those that have helped contribute to this project. that allowed me to go ahead and get those, to get the series for Dr. Hasselbeck's talks. And like I said, he'll be with us for the next 4 weeks, so I get to step away, and then that time will allow me to work on other things since I don't have to work on a sermon or a lesson for the week. But I am truly excited and truly grateful to that. So make sure you have your notebook out. Make sure you're ready to take notes. And before we do all of that, I know we've had a very challenging week with the news of, whether it's politics or violence or whatever. It's been a very heavy week on all of us. So I want to take some time now and just enter into prayer as we breathe in, close our eyes, and know that we are in this loving and joyful presence that we call God. As we release our outer senses, knowing that the worry and anxieties of yesterday and tomorrow are leaving us as we sit in the seat of our Christ consciousness. And as we focus on that Christ consciousness, we begin to open our hearts and minds to all that is ours to do. We know that through this process of imagination, we begin to see it right, as Reverend Eric Butterworth tells us. We begin to see peace throughout the world, throughout the nation. We see inner peace for those who are challenged with inner turmoils. We see justice, and we see right action as we visit all the challenges of this week. We hold in light the intelligence and divine order within our leaders to make the right decisions. And we see a right and perfect world as it is truly meant to be expressed. But first and foremost, we see ourselves as the perfect expression, the light in this world, which allows us to shine on and give other people permission to do the same. And we know it's already done because we say it isn't, so we let it be. And we affirm it with an ashe, so mote be, and an amen. Take a deep breath in, basking in this gratitude as we say, thank you, God. And so it is. And let us continue on with our service.
But I stand
And as we sang together, I know God, let us begin to affirm in our reading today that we know God as ourselves. In the words of Marianne Williamson in her poem, Our Deepest Fear. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light and not our darkness that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We are all meant to shine, as children do. We are all born to make manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we're liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others. As we always say, it is for us to know that we are the lights. And in our lights, we shine upon others and give them permission to do the same. And what a wonderful world it would become. So with that, let us move on to our song, God Is.
Where I am, God is. Where I stand, God is standing strong. Where I breathe, God is breathing life in and out and through me, as me. Where I sing, God is. Where I dance, joy lifts my feet. Where I live, beauty's flowing free, in and out and through me.
I'm the Reverend Dr. Paul Hasselbeck, and thank you for inviting me. What I'd like you to do is sit back and relax like our little minion friend is there. And I also like to provide you with my email address, alberthasselbeck@gmail.com, my website, paulhasselbeck.com, and the website of my podcast, metaphysicalromp2.com. And if you have your cell phone handy, please feel free to take it out and take pictures of any slides you want. So let's get romping. This is a series called User-Friendly Metaphysics. God and you. How often have you thought about that? God and you, God and me. What does it mean? Well, what does it mean in a metaphysical context? And so, is God a who or a what? Are we a who or a what? Are you a who or a what? Answering these questions could be really important. So Charles Fillmore, one of the co-founders of the Unity movement, used this quote from Jesus when he said, Jesus said, "You must know the truth, and the truth shall set you free." How many times have we heard that? How many times maybe have we said it? And we thought it meant something about what the Bible said or Jesus said. However, our co-founder brilliantly expanded on that by saying, the truth about yourself. And so this is fundamentally what this presentation is about. So sit back and enjoy. So here's our little guys down here in the cartoon. One is saying, I have many unanswered questions. And aren't we like that in our spiritual journey? And then the other guy says, great, I have many unquestioned answers. You see, it's our unanswered questions that get us going in our spiritual journey. We're seeking, we're finding. You know, sometimes we call ourselves seekers. I prefer to call ourselves finders. But something curious happens. Our unanswered questions are actually far less dangerous to our spiritual evolvement than unquestioned answers. The unquestioned answers are answers we came up with a week ago, a month ago, 10 years ago, that we've never gone back to re-examine them. So what are the things we'd want to question? Well, fundamentally, the most important thing we'd want to look at is our beliefs, especially our beliefs around God and ourselves. Merriam-Webster defines belief as a state or habit of mind in which trust or confidence is placed in some person or thing. The second definition is something that is accepted, considered to be true, or held as opinion. In a big general way, beliefs tend not to be provable. So, unquestioned answers. How about this one? God loves you. How about this one? God knows everything. How about this one? God is all powerful. And especially this one. God gives us money, things, partners, you name it. When you think about this, from nearly the beginning of time, the spiritual beliefs and practices and religions that grew up over the millennia are pretty much identical, even to the ones today. Sure, the Egyptians and the Greeks and the Norsemen had a pantheon of gods. However, when the idea of monotheism arrived, all of those characteristics of all of those gods were rolled up into one God. And you know, I don't think we questioned that enough. What if we did? I think Charles Fillmore did. And I'm hoping what I share with you today, you will start to get a glimpse of that. And again, listen with an open heart. Seek to understand. You're not required to believe anything. So Jesus said, let him who seeks continue seeking until he finds. When he finds, he will become troubled. When he becomes troubled, he will become astonished and he will rule over all. You can find that as the second saying in the Gospel of Thomas. It's that middle line. When he finds, he will become troubled. You see, when we question our unquestioned answers, we may find some pretty troubling things, but it's not a problem because we will become astonished and we will rule over all. What does that mean? It means rule over all of our consciousness, not around others, not over others. And so is God a who or what? So here's a really traditional picture of God, right? This male deity that is all powerful. But Myrtle Fillmore had another idea. And this is found in the 4th chapter of How to Let God Help You. She says, rather than holding to the view that God is a personal being with parts like man, a being subject to change and capable of varying moods. Now think about that for a minute. Is the child in you resonating with this? Because in my childhood, I believed in this kind of God, that it was a being with parts like humankind, like man. And I believed he was a moody dude, and I couldn't figure him out. Sometimes when I did good, I seemed to get punished. Sometimes when I did bad, I seemed to be rewarded. And we kind of called that grace, didn't we? But what if we questioned that like Myrtle did? She goes on to say in this quote, God is it, neither male nor female, but principle. The primary definition for God for Myrtle Fillmore is that God is principle, not a man, not a woman, not a deity of any kind, not a goddess, not a god, it. Unfortunately, in the rest of her book, she referred to God with the pronouns he and him. And this important quote gets lost. Her husband and co-founder, Charles Fillmore, did this definition. You can find it under the term mind in the Revealing Word. He wrote, by the term mind, we mean God, the universal principle which includes all principles. Take a breath. Is your concept of God being challenged? It's okay. God is the universal principle which includes all principles. So in that one little quote, we have 3 synonyms for God: mind, God, and principle. In Talks on Truth, Charles Fillmore said, yet there is but one I am. You've been hearing about the I am in your Unity Church, haven't you? You know, Charles relates to this very much, and I relate to it very much. He says, yet there is but one I am. It cannot be cut into parts. It is principle. Wow. Doesn't that challenge the idea that we have a drop of the divine within us, or a spark of the divine in us, or a wave of the divine in us? All of those things cuts up God or principle into pieces or parts. So we have principle equaling God. We have principle equaling mind. We have principle equaling the I am. Now what? Are you a who or a what? Well, God is a what, and you are a who and a what. So let's look at that. So this wonderful quote from Eric Butterworth states, God is spirit, present in its entirety, at every point in space, all at the same time. Knowing the synonyms, we can now say God is principle, present in its entirety, at every point in space, all at the same time. Think about that. What does that mean? Well, the human body has 37.2 trillion cells, and each of those cells take up a little bit of space, don't they? That means principle, all of principle, not a piece, not a part, not a wave, not a spark, is present in every one of those cells. He also said, the whole of infinite mind is present at the point of my mind. Wow. So, would it trouble you if God does not love us? God is not all-powerful. God does not give us money or things. It was troubling to me when I first thought of these things and questioned them. Let's take a little deeper look. God does not give us material things, but mind substance, not money, but ideas. The substance of divine mind is made up of divine ideas, which, by the way, is another synonym for principle. When we pray, we don't get things, we get ideas. And then in prosperity, Charles says, God is not loving. Ouch. God is not loving. God is love. God is the very principle of love, from which is drawn forth all feeling, all sympathy, all emotion. And friends, it's you and I drawing forth the feeling, the sympathy, and the emotion, using the principle of love. And then he also says, yet God does not love anybody or anything. God is the love, the principle of love in everybody and everything. The principle of love is present at 37.2 trillion cells within you and fully present at the point of our minds. God is the principle of power, but God does not exercise power. Man is powerful. Man uses the principle of power to be powerful. But you might be thinking, well, God's omnipotent. No, God is omnipotence, which is the principle, not the effect. So, God, a who or what, or you, who or what are we? Well, it turns out that we must know who and what we are. Man can never exercise dominion until he knows who and what he is. Say this with me, I can never exercise dominion until I know who and what I am. You see, I am a who, and I am what. I am human, and I am divine. And when I know the totality of that, I enter into a new phase of effectiveness. So in the Revealing Word, Charles Fillmore says, the I am is the metaphysical name of the spiritual self as distinguished from the human self. So Charles is setting up this thing that we have a spiritual self and a human self. Let's own that, not as a duality, but as a kind of a unit of like two sides to the same coin. And we already saw principle is mind, principle is God, principle is the I am, and now you just learned the I am is the spiritual self. And so that must mean our spiritual self is principle, is God, is mind, is spirit, is divine idea, but not a being with parts like man, a omnipresence within each of us. So we have everything within us, everything that is within the universal, because the universal isn't out there. Well, It is out there, but it's also totally here at the point of view and the point of me. Charles said the ego is humankind, and by reason of its divinity, the ego makes and remakes as it wills. In this lie the ego's greatest strength and its greatest weakness. What this means is our personality, our ego, can use our divinity any way it likes. When we do it erroneously, it's a weakness. When we do it harmoniously, it's our greatest strength. So here we have baby Jesus and Mary, and Jesus is demonstrating his humanity and his divinity. And Mary is saying, boy, get in the bathwater. You see, you are fully human. You are fully divine. Say that. I am fully human. I am fully divine. Now look, we don't know the full extent of our humanity, and we don't know the full extent of our divinity. But that doesn't mean we're not fully human and fully divine. And this is a key to useful metaphysics. We're no longer dependent on something separate from us, living far away or separate and within us, like a wiener in a bun kind of thing. We are it. We are it. And this truth about ourselves helps us live more presently and more effectively. So we are a who and a what. User-friendly metaphysics. God and you are fully divine, you are fully human, and that is the truth about yourself. Thank you for listening today.
I won't just survive. Oh, you will see me thrive. Can write my story. I'm beyond the archetype. I won't just conform. No matter how you shake my core. 'Cause my roots, they run deep. Oh, you so little faith. Don't doubt it, don't doubt it. Victory is in my veins. I know it, and I will not negotiate. I'll fight it, I will transform. When the fire's at my feet again, and the vultures all start circling, they're whispering, you're out of time, but still I rise. This is no mistake, no,
we rise, as the song says, through challenges, through whatever. We affirm for ourselves, we rise. We brought ourselves through a positive path. We opened ourselves to receive. And today we were probably challenged with a lot of our older beliefs in understanding metaphysics and how it works and affects us. I am truly grateful that, through the contributions, we were able to bring this series to you. We have 3 more to go. Hope you're excited. Check out the website under the calendar or events view. You can see a description of the next 4 talks that we're going to have. And with that being said, I am truly hoping that you receive something from that. And with that being said, we know this is a time of giving and receiving. As always, I implore you to go ahead and contribute to your spiritual centers, whatever it may be, your favorite charities, for the work they do. If you wish to contribute here, as always, you can go to our YouTube channel. Under the About tab, there's a donate link there. You can go to our older website, which is witheveryencounter.com/spiritual-community. PayPal donate button is there. And our button on our new website should be live, which gives you the option of just a regular credit card or PayPal, whichever you wish to go through. But either way, I am truly grateful for those that contributed and has allowed us to do more with this service and been able to contribute to other people as well. With that being said, no matter who you're giving to, and even if you're just giving love and appreciation for the time that we give you, let's go ahead and hold it in our hands and our hearts, whether it's actual or virtual. And we say together, divine love as me, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I circulate. Because we remember, giving and receiving is 2 sides of the same coin. So as we say that, I am truly grateful for you being here. I am truly excited for this series. I can't wait to see next week's series. Hope you took notes. And as always, if no one else has told you, I love you, nothing you can do about it. And remembering that the big and beautiful divinity in me sees that big and beautiful divinity in you. And I hope to see you in one of our episodes this week.